Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to a special housing report brought to you in association with Bank of New Zealand. Today we look at figures from Barfoot and Thompson on sales and prices in September. They're worth watching even though it's just one chain because they're the first to report and they're one of the biggest. In fact, they're the biggest real estate agency group in Auckland, responsible for about 43% of Auckland sales every month and about 15% of all sales nationally. And what they report is that in September, the number of sales was 689. Now that's up slightly from 637 in August, but it's down from 917 in September a year ago. So what's going on here? Obviously, things improve in spring, a lot more sales go through, but it's clear that the housing market is still in the dumps. And Barfoot and Thompson make that point when they say the market is just ticking over rather than surging ahead as you'd normally expect around springtime. However, even though we're seeing a 25% reduction in the number of sales in September from the same month a year ago, the average price is up slightly to 2.5%, up 2.5% to 523,000 or so on average in September from August, and up about 1.7% from a year ago. When we look at what's happening in the housing market, it's clear that there was a rebound, as you can see here in these figures, rebound through early 2009 as many people jumped back into the market as interest rates fell, but it's really started to drop off again here, and we still remain well below those boom time levels of 2005, 6 and 7. And even Barfoot and Thompson remarked that the number of sales remained below 700 for the fourth month in a row. Back at this time last year, sales were around 800 to 900 a month. And right back at the boom of the boom time, in March 2007, Barfoot and Thompson was selling over 1,400 properties every month. Now it's down to 600 to 700, so about half the level of sales now compared to 2006 and 7. It's worth having a look at what's going on here, particularly with financing. These numbers show home loan approvals in a weekly figure. They're a nice leading indicator of what's happening in the housing market. They come from the Reserve Bank and they show that the value of home mortgage approvals is actually down about 25% on a year ago. So that's quite tightly in line with the actual number of sales that are falling. Now it's worth watching these Barfoot and Thompson figures because they're the first to come out in the housing market. We'll get the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand with national figures in the next couple of weeks, and we'll hear from Quotable Value as well. But it's clear that September was not a great month for the real estate market, particularly in Canterbury, obviously, with the earthquake. But Barfoot and Thompson, which is more Auckland-based, shows that the market remains in a very quiet situation, despite the onset of spring. Although, to be fair, September was a shocking month for weather, and maybe October will be much better. I'm Bernard Hickey. That was a special housing report brought to you in association with Bank of New Zealand.